violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
New tonight, investigators have arrested 2 people in connection to the death of their infant. Hours ago, Atlanta police released body camera video of the arrest, and police say earlier this month, officers found their baby unresponsive.
Wow, man. A lot of these neglectful, super single mother gremlins are on demon time. And it shows. They bring in random dudes around their kids. Things are happening. And unfortunately, man, these babies are ending up gone. Out of here. It's absolutely unacceptable. It's absolutely ridiculous. And quite frankly, I don't know if there is a solution to prevent something like this from happening.
In southwest Atlanta, the baby later died at the hospital. The investigation found that the baby's injuries were allegedly caused by its parents. The pair is charged with murder and cruelty to children. New tonight, an infrastructure bill passed by Congress is expected to try to address some decades-old issues created by highway construction in Atlanta and elsewhere during the Jim Crow era.
11 Alive Doug Richards takes a closer look at how those issues still linger today.
When the federal government built the interstate highway system 50+ years ago, some of those highways cut right through predominantly black communities, as did some of the access points.
I love the neighborhood.
Joshua McNair lives on Sales Avenue, in a community of single-family homes in Atlanta's West End neighborhood.
So what's different about this street is that it actually goes directly onto I-20.
Drivers on Langhorne Street Northwest who want to get on I-20 turn onto what appears to be an on-ramp, but then they actually go for a couple of blocks down Sales Avenue, right in front of McNair's house and 18 others before they get onto the highway.
Here's a prime example of one that's actually coming now that's kind of gunning it down here, where the speed limit is posted at 20 miles per hour, but of course they drive. I don't think you can get any better than that.
So they're upset at the location at which they bought their house. They're trying to pin this on Jim Crow, that they live in front of a very busy street that connects to an exit. But where does the accountability come in? I mean, bro, you can't just say, oh, well, you know, the reason why these cars are speeding down the street and they're not doing anything about it is because of racism. No, bro. I mean, you literally bought a house connected to an exit on the highway. And I'm pretty sure that it's pretty convenient for you as well. You're right off the exit. You can get right up on the highway. So don't act like it's just all negativity. I understand. You know, maybe y'all should put a road sign in there, the speed limit, the digital road sign where it's flashing. If they go too fast, they take a picture of your license plate, get you a ticket, slow some people down. I'm fine with that, but to just completely say, oh, well, this is because of Jim Crow, like, dog, y'all are reaching.
That's exactly what we hear and see every single day, all day long.
Sales Avenue is in a historically black neighborhood. When it was built in the early 1960s, I-20 separated it from what was then a mostly white neighborhood. And if residents of Sales Avenue objected to the use of their street as an I-20 on-ramp, they were unable to stop it.
It sought what was, I guess, the weakest link in the chain, and that was where black folks lived and had very little, you know, political and economic power to stop it.
And we still have these issues. Like, there's another prime example. How often do you see a big rig truck like that driving down a residential street? But because this is access to the highway, it happens all day, every day.
The federal infrastructure bill has funding to potentially address this and other Jim Crow era highway construction inequities.
Well, you hear about deadly shootings on the news nearly every day. Atlanta has already had more than 100 homicides this year.
But this week, all new, every day at 5, we're focusing on the survivors of gun violence and those whose lives have been changed by it. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin is joining us now with one man's story. And Beth, it's a road rage that sounds like it just came out of nowhere.
And it really did, Courtney and Tom, and it's been 2 years. And John Lester still does not understand how things escalated the way that they did, how he ended up shot over a traffic light.
Inside his Southwest Atlanta home, John Lester is ready to talk, and he wants you to know.
I'm okay. I keep a positive mindset. I started a podcast based off mental health. They talk about what affected them, what's the most traumatic thing they went through.
But this is the first time the 33-year-old has talked publicly about what he went through, what he lived through.
I just cannot believe I was about to die from a gunshot to the arm.
It was August 18th, 2020. Laster was headed to pick up lunch at his favorite Decatur restaurant.
Driving down I-20.
What I tell y'all about Decatur, in DeKalb County, very dangerous.
Get off the expressway.
He stopped at a red light that turned green, but Laster says he wasn't watching.
And when I wasn't paying attention to the red light, car behind me, which was a truck, blowed his horn.
This is Atlanta. People honk all the time, but this guy wasn't letting it go.
I'm like, is this really happening? It was like, wow.
The other driver started trying to swerve around Laster's car.
It was confusing because there was no interaction other than me not paying attention to the red light. There was no strong language used, fingers pointed at each other.
And see, that's the thing. It doesn't matter. If you make these super gremlins mad, whether you know what you did or not, they're going to lash out.
There's nothing.
And at the very next light,
I just see the truck first, but I see the window going down and I see a gun. As soon as I see the gun, I went like this. Instantly after I went like this, it was shot. I was hit in the arm, blood, glass bust everywhere.
Everything went silent. And Laster says he went into survival mode.
Get to where people are, because if I would have stayed where I was, I definitely would have died. Definitely, that's how much blood I was losing.
Rushed to Grady Memorial Hospital, Laster was taken into emergency surgery to try to stop the bleeding.
I was shot in my left bicep. The bullet went through and through. He hit the brachial artery, damaged. Your arm has 3 nerves. He damaged 2 of those nerves. They took nerves out of my leg and put it in my arm.
The hope was with time and a lot of occupational and physical therapy, the transplanted nerves would reconnect and wake up his now paralyzed left hand. Laster needed that hand.
That is so messed up, bruh. I mean, I don't know what to say. The leaders of the A have destroyed the city. It's almost irredeemable, or at least it feels like it. These super gremlins are on demon time.
When he was 2, he'd had 3 fingers on his right hand amputated after developing gangrene, and he'd grown up doing just about everything with his now injured hand.
I always wanted to prove to people I can do it. I'm not handicapped. I can pick up a box. I can shoot basketball. I can do this. I'm not what you call me.
But the bullet,
it's been 2 years and I still can't open my hand.
Had done too much damage.
My hands cannot open up. That's what I'm dealing with. This is my weakest hand now. It definitely altered my life. I can't properly put on a belt. I can't tie my shoes. I need assistance with a lot of stuff that I do, but I don't let it stop me. And I try to do it first before I ask for help.
For months, Lester fell into a deep depression. There were no witnesses to the shooting, no suspect. No one's ever been charged.
That had a lot to do with my depression, not knowing who did it.
Today, John Lester is working again as a music manager, and he sometimes fantasizes about what he would ask the man who shot him if he could get him right here on his podcast.
What were you going through that day? Why such rage in such little time, just like that? You know what I mean? But the best thing I did out of this situation was forgave the person who shot me.
Because forgiving?
There you go. He forgave him. What do we say about this, y'all? Too soon, right? Don't even know who did it, but you forgave him. This is why ain't nothing gonna change.
And letting go is helping John Laster take back control of his story.
If I were to be bitter and broken, it'll give the person who shot me energy over me.
And I don't even believe that. They don't care. They went and smoked a pack dedicated to you right after they shot you. That's the reality.
That's how I look.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Peachtree City police pushing for change when it comes to massage parlors.
There is a push to get the city council to pass stronger regulations. As Fox 5's Doug Evans reports, police say prostitution continues at some of the parlors even after they've been raided.
Wow. So remember we had the mass shooting with the glider who went into the massage parlors and basically took out his rage and frustration out on these massage ladies, and they tried to paint it as if it was Asian hate, but it was really about his religious convictions and the temptation that these women were putting upon him. He was pulling up to these massage parlors and getting a happy ending, and he was angry, aired the place out. But it looks like these massage parlors are in trouble again, this time with the law.
Peachtree City police say a raid at the PTC 74 spa last month was a result of a complaint by someone who said that business was involved in prostitution.
See, and this had to be a woman. This was somebody's wife done snitched. Somebody's wife done called the police. Their husband came back a little too happy. And they knew exactly where he had been.
Shield up if needed. Police call the search warrant. Hey, stop right there. Stop right there. Police call. That ain't gonna work.
Police here say this was the second time in 2 years that employees of a massage parlor here had been arrested for allegedly selling sex. Police are asking the city council now for tougher local laws regulating the massage parlor industry that they hope will discourage prostitution.
Wrap the sheet around you. Keep the sheet. For God's sake, keep the sheet. Walk out to the lobby.
You know, background checks on the owner of the business, ensuring that every employee is actually a licensed massage therapist through the state of Georgia, and that we have the right, or code enforcement as well has the right to go in and inspect those things for compliance, and that's redone on a regular basis.
Peachtree City Police raided the PT 74 spa in July. That raid led to the arrest of 3 employees charged with prostitution. This after police say multiple undercover visits to the business ended with employees offering sex acts for sale. The police department went before the city council this month seeking new regulations that they hope will discourage businesses involved in prostitution.
And if I went to this massage parlor, I'm definitely not getting a happy ending from them. So these got to be some real desperate guys.
To either stay or become established here in the future.
Yes, in the past we have not had an effective way to actually shut the business down, to revoke necessarily a license to operate. So this ordinance will help give us the teeth needed to do that.
No timeline's been given on when the Peachtree City Council will discuss or vote on this new ordinance. In Peachtree City, Doug Evans, Fox 5 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.